Hello and welcome to Brew Tapcast. I am Tap here for another deck in the Zendikar Rising Early Access event sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. Thank you very much to them for allowing us to participate in this event and giving us this stock to count. Also, thank you to our other sponsor, Athletic Brewing. Please check them out at athleticbrewing.com. You can use our coupon code BTC25 for 25% off your first order. They make delicious non-alcoholic craft beers that you can drink all day, not feel anything, and keep making those big brain plays in games like this. So check them out at athleticbrewing.com. Use our coupon code BTC25. All right, so getting to this deck. Mono Blue Mill. We played something very similar during the M21 Early Access event. Teferi's Ageless Insight, Teferi's Tutelage, Teferi Master of Time were like these big new additions. We got a couple others from Zendikar Rising. We have our Ruin Crab, which seems quite nice. And Maddening Cacophony, which helps us mill out half their deck whenever we play it, if we play it with a kicker. So it can be 8 cards, which is a pretty big deal. This also might be something you want to play in a rogue deck, just because it gets you instantly right in there to that 8 place, which is pretty important, as we just saw. We were playing too many rogues earlier, and we found that, yeah, most of the time we had 8, but we would have liked to have had it sooner, mostly because of stuff like Drown the Lock. But otherwise, just basic package of Merfolk Secret Keeper to mill and then leave a body behind. Merfolk Wind Robber will mill when it hits. It also allows you to draw a card later in the game, which can, hit Teferi's Tutelage, stuff like that. Opts, just because that's literally one to draw a card or filter a card off the top of your deck, and then you can get your triggers with Teferi's Tutelage. Overwhelm the Apprentice, again, as a blocker on the ground. You get a little bit of Scry, and you can mill your opponent out. Folio, actually, how is this deck in here? Or sorry, this card in here. Radical Idea is not even... Is this not set to... Oh, it's set to Historic. That's why. Ha! That's funny. All right, so we'll have to... I don't know how that was snuck in here. That's very funny to me. I think, well, for that we'll probably want to maybe add another Opt, and then maybe another Teferi. Yeah, let's go with Opt. Opt seems good. It gets us down. Unless we want to look for things that other things that actually mill. I mean, we could do something like Omen of the Sea that helps us draw cards. But I think let's just type in mill. Let's see what we get. See if there's anything that's like, oh wow, how did we not do that one? Sweet Oblivion is, I think I don't like all that much. Yeah, the new Jace, I was thinking about that. It doesn't mill, but it does give you can draw cards, you can filter through your deck, so that's definitely something that would be useful. I guess we could have this big body online too, actually. I didn't think about the Relic Golem does help mill and block really well. I kind of like that, actually. It fits into our curve kind of well as well. I mean, yeah, it's not flash or anything like that, or instant speed, but most of our stuff isn't. So the thing about the Jace is, yes, you get a lot of scrying, but it only can trigger the tutelage like once per turn, and you actually end up losing loyalty unless you scry like a land at the top. So I think I'd probably put more of Teferi's in there, although it's theoretically it's 1 less mana. I don't know. I think I'd have to play with it to see, but for right now, I think I want to add the golem here and see how that goes. So let's throw 2 golems in here. Let's try it that way. So that way, we can have a really big blocker. Yes, it dies to like a lot of removal that's not damage based, but at the same time, I think it's a pretty nice beefy boy who can do the similar thing to the Vantress Gargoyle. So I kind of like it here. Maybe I'll find that I won't like it, and we'd rather have, like, say, another Teferi's Ageless Insight or another Teferi Master of Time, or maybe a second Folio of Fancy, something like that. So, all right, so let's get into some games and see how it goes. I'm excited. We called our last mill deck Milli Vanilli. Maybe this is not that same deck, but I think it's fun. Mono Blue Mill is always something that I hate to play against, but I love to play because it's kind of this awful thing to do, but at the same time, when you're not being milled, well, if you're being milled and you're milling, it's totally fine, but if you're being milled and you're not milling, it's just like the worst, most excruciating thing, at least to me, especially in Limited. I know I talked about that earlier. Like, I hate getting milled in Limited. Like, it's like the worst thing ever. because you like I play limited because I want to play like a set of matches with a deck that I just I made on the fly or from a sealed pool, and I don't want to not play Magic. And when you mill out my entire deck, I don't get to play Magic. So Darth Heretic, I know that guy. He plays a considerable amount of Magic, also plays a considerable amount of Minecraft as well. All right, this seems pretty good. We're on the play. I think we'll get everything off to the start with a Ruin Crab. Next turn we can Wind Robber and Opt. I think we just do that to try to get into tutelage zone. Yeah, I know. Yes, there's a lot of draft mill, and it makes me sad. But I know you don't play mill, but sometimes you gotta play mill, Dig Dug. I mean, sometimes you gotta play mill. You know what I mean? You gotta play mill. You do play. All right, okay. So I think land destruction is worse, but that's just me. What do I know? All right, there's our third land. We'll put that right there. Let's cast this guy and pass. All right. Let's see what our opponents got. They are playing... Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. They're playing rogues, too. Is it mono black rogues? Doesn't look like it. Bloodchief Thirst seems good. I do want to take that away from them, because that is going to set their creatures on edge pretty hard. So I think let's go ahead and get our tutelage out, just to get that train running. 4 more cards. All right, so we're already online for blocking, and they're gonna be online now for... That's fine. For everything else. So cool, let's draw 2. They're gonna mill 2. Discard a card. I don't think we need this extra land. Does unfortunately put us on the rogues being huge now. We're at 45 to 45, so they are getting the mill upper hand right now. Luckily, the Gargoyle will help deal with the Nighthawk. And let's go. 10, 9, so we can attack with the Vantress Gargoyle if we want, but I think I do want to kill the Nighthawk Scavenger here. All right, so looks like they're playing mono black rogues. Interesting. So they could leap the Enforcer into the air with the Demonic Embrace, which would be kind of crummy. Yep. Oh, they didn't have to cast out of the graveyard. All right, so... Why can't I block? Oh, in hand. Oh my god, I totally didn't see that right. God, I'm so bad at this game. All right, so where's our tempo? That's not the card that we wanted. So we just dead in the air here. Because we have no way to filter anything else, and the scrying doesn't matter here. We need something to bounce. That doesn't matter either. Yeah, that's it. Good game. I can't block. That's it. That's all she wrote. That was quick and dirty. They could probably do another advance or whatchamacallit, and put it on the Nighthawk Scavenger. Discard that thing. Slam it down. Yeah, I can't block. I wasn't trying to early good game because I thought I was going to win, but... All right, so the one thing that we did play last time was we did have some bounce. I think we played... Because we have Drowned Secrets, anytime you played a blue spell, they'd get milled. So we were playing stuff like Brazen Borrower. We could probably play Into the Royal, actually, here. Because Into the Royal will help us get some tempo as well as draw a card for tutelage. So maybe we take out those relics and put in Into the Royal. Would that make sense? Oops. So if we took out, maybe we these guys, they're the worst. I'm such a dork. I didn't realize I couldn't block. We don't have necessarily a lot of access to cards in hand, so they do help to get the mill going. But let's go like that, and then go from there. Let's try that. Ashaya, is that that new one that makes all the plants into creature, or all your creatures become plants, or they all count as creature tokens or something to boost its power? That's that new one from this set, right? Ashaya, the like it used to be Nissa's like companion, original on original like or the other Zendikars and stuff like that. So Yeoman 5, another guy from I know about on Twitter. Seeing a lot of names I recognize, which is nice. All right, this seems fine. We'll start off with our Ruin Crab again. We can either Secret Keeper or Wind Robber. That's the other thing that was really good with Drowned Secrets. This was basically mill 4, and then you could cast it. You'd cast that, you'd mill 2, and you cast the creature, you'd mill 2. So it was a mill 8 for 2 mana if you had the Drowned Secrets. So I think it might be less supported now because we lost Drowned Secrets, but I'm not sure. Let's see what Yeoman 5 has for us. He's probably got a pretty powerful deck. He said he made like 50 something decks. I can't imagine how you would make so many, but he did. Hopefully we just milled all the lands. Well, this isn't interesting. Some sort of Ortsov control, maybe. Oh, no, that's Sultai. That's a Sultai. We'll just pass it along. Bonus down to 39 cards. We can Did It Say Please? Like to see a land off top. That would be pretty cool. That's not a land. Pass. Want to counter. I'd like to counter. I think if we counter, we'll probably play Ageless Insight. Yeah, that seems pretty good. I'm glad we countered that guy. That's not a land. But we can try to race to the mill. It's not going all that well. And if we mill, like, I just want to see another Lurrus. That's what I want to see. Ah, jeez. Hopefully they're only playing one copy of Lurrus. Whoa, that was pretty cool. I didn't even see it. Oh, that guy's huge. Oh, nice. Holy bananas, Batman. That's cool. Well, we're going to add to it. All right, play the Secret Keeper. It's not trample or anything, so that's fine. They got, how many? I can't see over here. They got 16 cards left. We get into the roll if we have to. They're probably not going to attack, if I have to guess. Puts them off the sack and return for at least a turn. Scry to the top. Well, it's just going to get milled, though. That's a good counter spell to have. So we have a counterspell at least for if they try to, because I know they're going to go and try to get something pretty amazing. I think we just counter it now. That way, like, they're at 11. That's getting close to being able to. That's fine. I'm not really looking to get in too much damage in the air. All right, good. We got the another Loris. All right, so they have 4 cards, right? Why can't I not say this? 4 cards. So we have to play a land or draw a card. Oh, we don't have tutelage. That's why Insight doesn't even make sense. So we can draw a card that's gonna next turn. So if we can play like a tutelage, we can do it because then we can just draw a bunch. You gonna draw? Oh, you're playing it fast and loose there, Yeoman. That seems bad because you don't have any reachy things. Isn't that a game now? Because I could draw unless I can't. If I draw nothing, I have to draw something useful. That's enough. All right, that was how I expected it to go. That was that's the like mill speed you want. Although like that Teferi's Ageless Insight didn't help us all, did it? So we could have still won even if we didn't draw that. If we drew like a Ruin Crab, we could still attack in. That would mill them for 1, then sack him to draw a card, which would be the second card we drew, which would make them. I know that wouldn't make it. It would just draw us an extra card. So I guess we could have got there possibly. So, all right. Well, let's run it back again. That seems okay. Seems pretty okay. I know it's probably making people angry, so we probably won't play this for very long. That's game 2. On to game 3. Try not to make people rage quit this event. I know that's kind of the troll deck, but I do what I can. There we are. We go first. Seems like a pretty good keep here. And opt into our next land. Gargoyle seems okay. Bearded Husky again. Uh-oh. Did we... I can't remember what they played last time. He's a pretty awesome guy, huh? I can't remember if they had Demir or the... They play mono red. I can defend against mono red. A lot of cards in there. All right, so we want to see a land and a counterspell. Yeah, I can take that. The Boros Equipimente, huh? With the big equippy boys in the graveyard there. Oh, this looks a mighty fine deck here. Can actually pressure them in the air, but we're not going to. We're going to play it safe and just leave the counterspell up. Does that matter? I think we just counter it because we have another one coming. And we want to mill some other stuff too. I'm happy to make you discard a card. I got no problem with that. Less cards in your hand, the better, if you ask me. All right. So we got another counter spell. Then we have a way to opt maybe into another land to mill some cards or get the big boy down. Yeah, it seems like a good one to counter. All right, sorry. I didn't mean to be bad, but they must have just had lands in their hand. Now, see, this is why I do feel bad when I play mill sometimes. So we'll play one more, and then I'll be done. Doing this for you, Warwick. Although I didn't build a deck for you, but I'm definitely playing it now for you. All right, yeah, that was game 3. We got one more game with this, and we'll move on to something else. So, jump right back into it. I think that Dimir Rogues deck might need a little bit more mana too. King Omni, nice. He's in the social club. I'm glad we're hitting all these people that we know. I like that. All right, we go first. We don't have the sweet starting thing that we want to have, but we do have a couple things that we can do to start milling. But I wonder... I guess we're going to keep this. It's a little risky, but we'll say hi. Nice. Not nice. Oh, no, it's some brutal red deck. Okay. All right, we don't want that, but we do want to hit our third land. All right, what are they playing here? Big red or just die teamer? Okay, all right, okay. So next turn, make a tutelage. It's just mills. That's nothing exciting, man. You stomp away, Mr. Man. You stomp away. Seems good. Now, do we want to discard this island? We want to discard that, actually, because we want to ruin crab immediately. Ooh, this looks like a spicy deck. Uh-oh. Land cards from their graveyard. Oh, this is some brutal deck, I think. I'll take the hit here. I'd like to bounce to draw the card to mill 2. So, Lotus Cobra. All right, so we might go off right now. Unless I'm going to land on the top of their library, I'm not sure. Yep, there's the Temple of Abandan, which basically makes it a neutral land. Like, it just immediately have to spend, and you can make any color. Makes green. Passes. Doesn't need the mana. We'll take it. Draw a card. Play into this, and then we can I guess we shouldn't have. We should have into the roiled. First, in case we drew another ruin crab. Nope, we don't draw a ruin crab. All right, okay, that's fine. No attacks. So they can technically have 3, 4, 5, 6 mana this turn if they have a land drop. They may play Rada and then try to go for a land off the top of their deck. So are we milling a lot of lands here? Not really. 4 lands, 5 lands. All right, that's pretty brutal. Would have liked to counter that guy. On top. Floats the red. Mills the Lotus Cobra. Play land. 26 cards. Pass the turn. All right, what you got for us? Oh yeah, that's a no thank you card right there. Good, that's 2, 3 Ancient Wardens. Oh man, I played a deck like this. Or I made a deck like this. I didn't have Rod in there, but that was pretty good. Various Ageless Insight's kind of stinky. I think I'd rather Scry, actually. 17. We can always play this next turn if we don't scry into anything good anyways. Theoretically, that is. All right, so can we race this big, huge Leyline Tyrant? I'd love to see it into the Royal. I can't remember how many we're playing. I think it's only 2. Oh, well then. Okay. So that's 8. So 2 turn clock. I don't think we can mill 16 cards in a turn. So I think we're done here. I don't think those are going to do anything. Good game. We couldn't outpace him. We couldn't mill fast enough. 13 cards, and it wasn't enough. That not having a counterspell for that Leyline Tyrant was a bit of a stretch, I think, for us. Oh, nice. They don't even get to the second combat or second or normal strike because there was so much power. All right, well that was about how we expect most mill decks to go. It wasn't the nut draw. I guess we could have mulliganed, try to get some rune crabs off the top, but that's how it goes. That's how it goes. All right, well we'll wrap that up. Well, we don't need to submit anyone else to any more torture for the mono blue mill deck right now. Anyways, we'll end up probably milling a little bit when we play our Dimir Flash deck later. But for right now, that's quite enough mill. All right, so what did we find about the deck? It was a little bit, I guess, in that particular case, maybe we would have liked to have more Vantress Gargoyles or more Into the Royals, just so we could bounce things, keep more pace. Maybe we need a couple Brazen Borrowers, just literally just to have something that will keep us alive if we aren't getting the full-on mill action that we need. Maybe it's Fairy Time Master. Maybe having that phasing out is something that could help us as well. So definitely not its final form. The loss of Drowned Secrets and a couple other things was pretty hurtful for this deck. But that's all for the Mono Blue Mill. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks again to our sponsor, Wizards of the Coast, for allowing us to have access to the early access event and all these cards. And also to the Athletic Brewing for their delicious non-alcoholic craft beers. So that is all for Mono Blue Mill. Thank you very much, and good night.